Young people from across Glasgow came together to share their voices on the importance of high-quality anti-racism education. Their reflections highlight why education, understanding and action matter, not just in our classrooms, but in our wider communities.
So first question is, how would you define racism in your own words?
Racism literally has the power to shatter a person, not just make them sad. It's a serious thing because it's completely out of the control of a human being, and it makes a person want to hide their identity and their culture, which is heartbreaking.
I wish teachers understood that it doesn't have to be something big that really impacts somebody. You don't have to be called a slur or something mean or have somebody physically harm you for racism to be harmful.
Have you ever noticed racism at school and what happened?
There was these boys that said immigrants don't belong in the UK and we need to keep the UK more civilised and clean, and it made me feel shocked and like I wasn't being looked at like a human.
I experience racism, I hate to say it, but weekly. It just gets to a point where there's no use in reporting it because I know nothing is going to get done about it. Teachers just ignore it, like they just turn a blind eye to it.
Why is it important that schools have high-quality anti-racism lessons from teachers that have this good understanding?
If pupils don't just get told that it's bad, but actually receive personal stories from people who have that experience, they won't take it as something that they're being told to do, but as something that is a part of the lives of many, unfortunately, and hopefully that way reach their hearts, not just a floating thought.
High quality lessons are important because students exemplify what teachers give out. If a teacher gives a lesson that's flimsy or not really well thought out, the students will think, okay, this isn't important, I don't need to be against racism. If they give high quality lessons, the students will realise that I need to be against racism not because it's bad or I'll face consequences for not being racist, but they understand why it's fundamentally wrong and it'll become a part of who they are, not just in school, but the rest of their lives.
Why is it important that we diversify who we learn about in schools to improve representation and decolonize the curriculum?
I think it's important because, I hate to say it, but we have had enough privileged white men writings in English literature. I love English, but I've had enough.
I think it's important to diversify representation and to decolonize the curriculum so students learn more about different cultures, histories, perspectives of not just one viewpoint.
If you could give every teacher one piece of advice about anti-racism, what would it be?
I think my advice would be to treat racism like you're the one experiencing it, because sometimes I feel like teachers don't take it as seriously as they should.
If you hear it, then don't ignore it and try to talk to your student and understand how they feel. Don't try to make them feel uncomfortable, talk about it and don't force them into it.